From the station that's on your side, you're watching News 19 at 11.
I'm so pleased to see you all here and know that our city has a broken heart. Everybody in this community has been so touched by the loss of these lives and the horror of that mentally sick, horrible human being who has taken into his hand devastation and imprinted in our minds forever a day that really doesn't belong in our fabulous, beautiful city.
Well, that is the mayor of Las Vegas tonight talking about the horrible situation in her city following another mass shooting in America. Good evening now, and thanks for being with us. The death toll from the Las Vegas shooting tonight stands at 59. More than 525 others are being treated for either gunshot wounds or injuries they suffered in the panic that followed. As of tonight, authorities still don't have a motive for the attack and are downplaying social media reports that someone else may have been involved. Kenneth Craig is standing by outside the Las Vegas hotel where this all happened. Kenneth?
Good evening to you from Las Vegas. We are standing just a few blocks from where this massacre all went down. Tonight, a good chunk of the strip is shut down, and investigators are once again asking why.
All right, welcome back to Gamecock Extra. You know, who would have thought that the defense has been the unit that people aren't really questioning right now? And on paper, it's supposed to be the offense was supposed to be the strong suit this year, and the defense was supposed to struggle, and it's kind of flipped a little bit.
Yeah, and we kind of seen that kind of happen, like, you know, at the beginning of the year. You know, the offense, they were putting up points against NC State. The defense, like, they probably, you know, couldn't stop anybody except for key situations. Now it's pretty much flip-flop, and I think the big thing going to this game and the storyline and kind of thing all year, third down for both sides of the ball. USC has to convert on third down, you know, to keep drives going, get their defense rest. Defense gets all on the field. Got to get off the field on third down to stop, you know, the opposing offenses.
All right, we'll see what happens this Saturday against Arkansas. You got that great CBS programming coming up at the top of the hour. We'll see you tonight at 11.
From the station that's on your side, you're watching News 19 at 11.
Hurricane Nate has made landfall on the U.S. coast, but its effects have been felt in several areas for hours. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Chuck Ringwald. Nate has left at least 21 people dead and one person missing in Central America. In Nicaragua, more than 3,500 homes and 3,700 families in the country were affected by the storm. It also caused extensive damage on infrastructure, electricity, and potable water supply. This is video from a barrier island off of Alabama. There was a lot of flooding in the area on the west end of the island. Some homes had their windows boarded with plywood. Also near Alabama today, a well-defined waterspout was seen moving close to Orange Beach. Nate made landfall as a Category 1 storm near the mouth of the Mississippi River with winds of 85 miles per hour. Courtney Zabowski reports from Gulfport tonight.
Hurricane Nate roared ashore as a Category 1 hurricane in the mouth of the Mississippi.
The fourth major storm. A lot of people on the Gulf Coast, they're going to be feeling the effects of Nate, but here in the Midlands, not so much right now?
Not so much right now, although we had some showers earlier that wasn't really part of Nate, but the latest information, it's still a hurricane, still a very strong hurricane. In fact, the latest information from the National Hurricane Center, this just came down about a minute ago. It's still a Category 1 hurricane, winds 85, gusting to 105 miles an hour, moving to the north at 20. Now, this has become, in history, the fastest moving forward motion hurricane in the Gulf.
We now know the names of the soldiers who were killed and injured at Fort Jackson yesterday afternoon. The Army says the two soldiers who died were Private Timothy Ashcraft from Cincinnati, Ohio, and Private Ethan Schrader from Prospect, Tennessee. The Army says it happened when a military vehicle ran into a troop formation. The other 6 soldiers injured were Private Emmett Foreman from Daleville, Alabama, Private James Foster from Macon, Georgia, Private Cardre Jackson Jr. from Laurel, Maryland, Private Benjamin Key from Livingston, Tennessee, Private Alan Kryzak from Clarksville, Tennessee, and Private Hannah New from Cartersville, Georgia. As we mentioned, the accident happened yesterday afternoon. All of the injured soldiers were taken to Columbia hospitals off post, but we have not been told which one. Also, our latest information said 2 of those soldiers were in critical condition. 59 people died in the Las Vegas shooting. Hundreds were injured, and today they were remembered right here in the Midlands. News 19's Lana Harris was there.
And we just want it to stop.
Arlene Andrews with the organization Moms Demand Action is tired.
And tomorrow marks 1 week since the attack in Las Vegas. Before we go to break, we want to share the names of the men and women we lost. In the wake of the shooting, the National Rifle Association has called for a fresh look at the bump stock. One question many are asking, how exactly did these become legal in the first place? Jason Puckett from our sister station in Austin, Texas, verifies tonight.
The question we're looking to verify can be seen in headlines like this, or more clearly in this statement from Senator John Cornyn.
From the station that's on your side, you're watching News 19 at 6.
Well, good evening and thanks for joining us for News 19 at 6. I'm Chuck Ringwalt. It was a cloudy day in the Midlands. Some areas saw showers and it was humid. Daniel, there was even a tornado warning for one area.
Yeah, we're still watching these showers and storms move through portions of the Midlands, and Newberry County was under a tornado.
Meanwhile, one man is dead after a house fire in Sumter this morning. News 19's Lana Harris was there with the details.
The man was a 67-year-old single-leg amputee, and he was the only one of 7 people who did not make it out of the house. Sumter Fire Battalion Chief Joey Duggan says the fire happened around 6:46 this morning, and that it started from an extension cord in the city.
Vice President Mike Pence walked out of an NFL game in his home state of Indiana after some players kneeled to protest racial inequality. The move follows a growing debate over NFL players demonstrating during the national anthem. Roxana Sabiri reports.
Vice President Mike.
In an interview, Majority Whip Steve Scalise said stricter gun laws do not stop gun violence. Scalise was shot back in June when a gunman targeted a congressional softball practice, and now he's speaking out about gun restrictions.
If you look at some of the places where you have bad gun violence,
Sheriff Daniel Simon says a crime like this is not normal for Lee County. The suspect, 31-year-old Isaac Amadeus Wright, reportedly shot his cousin Fabian Wright in the back after an argument at Fabian's house.
The internet has given the world access to just about everything, including your children. Traffickers are targeting teens online. It's where they lure kids in and also the most common place to sell them for profit. Tonight, part 3 in our series, Selling Girls.
I grew up in church, straight A student, pretty to.
And welcome back. Saturday college football, and we start with the defending national champions. The question tonight is, could the Clemson Tigers bounce back from the first loss of the year with the bye week to regroup? The good thing, they were at home tonight. As we go to some of the highlights, a wet one in Death Valley tonight. See some of the fans having some fun there, and one guy who's getting his team hype, Kelly Bryant, he makes his return from that concussion and that ankle injury. And we get to the first quarter. Look at Clemson on defense. Kendall Joseph forcing the fumble. Van Smith with the recovery, and Clemson would cash in on the turnover. Kelly Bryant to Deion Kane in the rain. 38-yard touchdown. 7-0 Clemson, as the Tigers get off to a great start to this one. And then Kelly Bryant back to the air this time. The RPO fake, and he hits Milan Richard, the big tight end, for a 20-yard touchdown catch. 14-3 Clemson. The Tigers Tigers can't ask for a better start. And how's that ankle? Kelly Bryant looks pretty fine. Looks like he loses defender. He's going to get all the way near the goal line. Nice run from him. He's looking at almost 100%. And Travis Etienne Jr., he would score from 2 yards out. That's all Clemson would need. They win it tonight 24-10 over Georgia Tech. The Tigers are 7-1, 4-1 in the ACC. But next up, they are at NC State next Saturday. And the South Carolina Gamecocks had a lot on the line today. One more victory, and not only would they match their win total from last year, they will become bowl eligible. And did I mention it was homecoming too? Let's go out to Willie B. Don Staley on the sidelines before the game. Big day for the head coach and her national championship team, who received their national title rings at halftime. So get to the first quarter. Vanderbilt up 7-0 when Jake Bentley keeps it. Check out his vision. Check out the moves. He's been going to dance class, navigates his way into the end zone for the touchdown. We're tied at 7-all. And later in the quarter, it's A.J. Turner. Big day for him. He takes it, and he will go down the sidelines, just stepping out of bounds for 24-yard gain. He's at the 1. But next play, Turner, he's going to make sure he scores. He goes for the leap of faith over the top for the score. AJ, he led everybody with 121 yards, a career high for him. He did it on just 15 carries. It averages out to about 8 yards a pop. Second quarter, 14-13, Gamecocks up when Bentley goes to the air for Shi Smith. 36 yards on the hookup. Smith had 76 receiving yards to lead the team.
Today, the mayor of New York City announced a $145 million investment for projects to help withstand storms in the future. And the Gamecocks and Tigers both celebrated wins yesterday. After the break, Joe Cook tells you where they stand in the rankings.